Let's talk some Oregon recruiting because there's been some new developments with a few key Duck flip targets, and I got Max Torres from Scoop Duck on this video. We're going to break it all down. But first, guys, do me a favor right now. Hit subscribe to the On3 Recruits channel. We love talking Oregon Ducks recruiting, and we're not going to stop. So jump on board, hit subscribe. All right, let's bring in Max Torres. Max, tight end, Lincoln Cure, committed to Kansas State, been flirting with Oregon on and off for a while now, but this weekend he's back in town. How important is this trip to Eugene?
This trip is incredibly important for Lincoln Cure as it pertains to Oregon's efforts in the 2025 recruiting class, Josh. The Ducks do not have a tight end committed in this class, but to be honest, even before Lincoln Cure committed to Kansas State, he has been at the very top of Oregon's tight end board, their tight end wish list, if you will. So this is a really important trip to get him back on campus, show him what you're doing with the tight ends in this Will Stein offense. Terrence Ferguson, Kenyon Sadiq have been having tremendous years so far for the Ducks, and I think that they have done a tremendous job in this recruitment with Lincoln Cure, just staying consistent, staying steady, doing what they do, and obviously winning a lot of games in the process. So I think that the appeal for Cure has been there all along. I know the Nike connection is very big with his recruitment, and he's had some strong relationships along the way at Oregon. Drew Maringer, Dan Lanning, Will Stein, they're all involved in this one. So the visitors don't get too much bigger in the 2025 class this weekend than Lincoln Cure. He's told me earlier this fall that he's kind of always going to have that what if I picked up the Oregon hat instead of the Kansas State hat. So the Ducks are still certainly alive here, and getting him back on campus is massive.
Yeah, that quote's kind of telling. So, okay, so Cure's in this weekend. How does that impact? Because we talk a lot of Oregon tight end recruiting on this channel. So how does that impact the recruitments of Vander Plug and Andrew Olish? Plug is committed to Washington. Andrew Olish is a flip target from Michigan. How does it impact their recruitments?
So for Vander Plug, he is coming off of an official visit to Oregon earlier in the season. He was on campus for the Ohio State game, and then he didn't waste too much time, Josh, getting back just 2 short weeks after the next home game for Oregon, as a matter of fact. Brought his family in for that official visit, kind of wanted to get them on board, I think, and see, hey, are you seeing what I'm seeing kind of a deal? Would you be comfortable with this move type of thing? So I really like Oregon standing with Vander Plug, who is a late riser in this 2025 class. Dating back to the spring, Oregon had their eyes on him. So he's a tremendous player. I was at his game last week for Troy as they won their league for the first time in 20 years, and Vander Plug played a big part of that. So I don't think that this Lincoln Cure visit necessarily affects too many things with Vander Plug. I have my prediction on him to land at Oregon when it comes time to sign. But Andrew Olish is kind of a wild card, in my opinion, when we're looking at this 2025 class, because Oregon hasn't really been viewed as a serious threat in this recruitment for the Michigan tight end commit, but they got him on campus on an unofficial, and things went well enough that they're going to get him back on campus for an official visit before it comes time to sign. But the Ducks are battling Penn State there, who obviously have distance on their side, with Olesh being a Pennsylvania native. So Oregon's going to do all they can to put themselves in a great spot for all of them. But in my opinion, I think if they can have their way, it'd be Vander Plug and Lincoln Cure.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to see what happens at that position, because it went from 0 to it could be a full boat of elite tight ends. We'll see when signing day rolls around. Now, another big recruitment I want to talk about is Jahkeem Stewart. Yeah, he's not on campus this weekend. It seems like he's on campus every other weekend, though. And his decision's coming about a month from now. So what do the Ducks need to do between now and the early signing day to sign Stewart?
It's a great question, Josh. And I don't think it's all that complicated. Just win. Just do your thing and play well on the field. Oregon's defense is among the very best in the country, and a big part of that is because of the guys up front. Guys like Jordan Birch, guys like Mateo Uyunglele, Derek Harmon, they are all doing really, really well this year, and they are winning at the line of scrimmage. So I feel like Oregon's doing a great job showcasing those players, and I think what they're doing on the field ultimately just shows, hey, this is our plan for you, Jahkeem, playing out in real time. So they got to stay steady here, stay involved, keep showing him that love, have consistent contact. But really, I think until he gets back on campus for that unofficial visit during Oregon's bye week, I think that's huge.
That's awesome.
They just have to keep winning and keep doing what they've been doing all season and stay steady in their approach here.
Yeah, everybody always talks about what it takes in recruiting and NIL and relationships, but honestly, Good old-fashioned winning goes a long way, and right now the Ducks are doing that. Let's wrap it up with this. This weekend, one of the biggest names on campus is going to be a 2026 recruit. It's Jared Curtis. He's On3's #1 quarterback in the 26 class, and he's coming off a decommitment from Georgia, speaking very highly of the Oregon Ducks. Maybe even the Ducks are the front runner in this one. How did Oregon get in that position with Jared Curtis?
They've stayed involved in this one. He did make it out to Eugene before that initial commitment to Georgia, and the Ducks have stayed in the picture here. This is a coaching staff that likes to cast a very wide net. We know, of course, they're trying to sign 2 quarterbacks here in the 2025 class with Jaren Sagapolu-Tele, the Cal quarterback commit, another big focus for Will Stein and this staff as we get closer to the early signing period. But for Oregon and Jared Curtis, I think you want to just kind of pick up where you left off by getting him back on campus. I don't think it's going to be too busy of a weekend from a numbers standpoint with recruits. So I think that it'll be great for the staff to get a lot of time one-on-one with a guy like Jared Curtis and, of course, Lincoln Cure, who we just talked about. So Oregon's steady doing their thing. They're winning on the field. Dylan Gabriel is having a tremendous year, taking care of the ball. His decision-making looks great. He looks comfortable. So I think that this one is probably one that has a long way to go. We know that Oregon already has Jonas Williams in the boat as a 2026 quarterback, but you're not going to put any limits on yourself when you're Oregon and just trying to get the best talent anywhere in the country at any position. And we know how important quarterback is. So that's going to be a fun one to follow, Josh, and getting him back on campus should tell us a bit more about if Oregon is in fact the true leader for Jared Curtis, and if it's something that's sustainable moving forward.
All right, Oregon fans, talk to Max and I. How you guys feeling about this weekend? Lincoln Cure, Vander Plug, all these flip targets on the board. You got Jahkeem Stewart going to be back on campus during the bye week. It's going to be a phenomenal run to signing day. You guys do a great job at Scoop Duck. Ton of intel there. You guys go check that out. But Oregon fans, talk to us. Comment section below. How you feeling about some of these flip targets and how you feeling about Jahkeem Stewart? We're coming down the stretch. Let us know. Comment section below.